Hello everybody, my name is Oso Che and I'm a house and techno DJ from Somerton, Arizona. I've always liked DJing since the early 90s when I went to high school. I used to hang out with a crew, a ravers crew. They called themselves the Malvados, which I believe they're still around. Hanging out with those friends, having those friends really influenced me a lot musically. And I remember from the get-go, from the start, I fell in love with music. I fell in love with the art of DJing. I fell in love with just, being able to play tracks and being able to move people through music, with music that you like. I never did it because I could never afford, the gear. I could never afford, I was really young. And I picked up music before I picked up DJing. I started playing drums, I started playing bass. I still do, I started, playing with different bands, many different bands. And it wasn't until around 2004, 2005, the band that I was playing with at the time, took a little break, and I thought that it would be a good idea to go and buy some turntables, some DJs, some CDJs, and start mixing with CDs. And after I started doing it, my initial plan was to be a bedroom DJ, just DJ at my house, DJ, the bedroom, and but it's just something that I love doing. I'm very passionate about it, and I just I decided that, hey, maybe I should start booking a few shows. Maybe I should start hitting up a few friends. Maybe I should start just trying to maybe make my own shows, and that's how I started DJing. Those were my beginnings. I just love electronic music to begin with. My first band that I fell in love with was Depeche Mode. That's still up to now, that's still my favorite band. And when I early 90s, I would listen to a lot of new wave, a lot of Depeche Mode, New Order. Those were my favorite bands. They still are. Those are my main influences. But I remember around that era, around that time, early 90s, there was a song that came out that really that I just really fell in love with, and it was called James Brown is Dead by LA Style. And I remember listening to that song, and I remember just falling in love with the sound. It was a little bit more of a techno sound. But after I heard that song, I started exploring a lot into what electronic music had to offer besides new wave. I didn't know there was something else besides new wave back then. And when I heard the song, it just struck a chord in me, and I immediately fell in love with the sound. And right after that, I started getting into, back then, DJs that were coming up like Josh Wing and all these other DJs that were starting to play, this genre of music. I really like house music, and I really like this genre just because of the groove. As a bass player and as a drummer, I've always loved the groove, and I like the idea of playing music that you can just, that you can just get into that groove. You know, you can play a 5-6 minute song that really doesn't have a lot of breaks. It really doesn't have a lot of change. It's just a steady groove. It just and when you start, you know, getting into that groove and playing that music, it just moves you and takes you, you know, it takes you. I know it's gonna sound maybe dumb or corny, but it does take you on a journey. You know, you just get lost in that groove. I DJ house music because of the groove. There's a lot of things that inspire me besides music. You know, obviously music is the main thing that inspires me. I'm just a music lover. I love music, and that's why I DJ. Some of my early influences musically were, like I said before, Depeche Mode. I'm a huge Morrissey fan. I love Bjork. You know, I love Daft Punk. And you know, there's even, you know, I love bands like Deftones that are heavy, you know, that are metal. I love, you know, rock en español, you know, like Caifanes, like Phobia. And so I have, you know, my musical influences and what inspires me musically, you know, it's just big, you know, it's just, you know, I get inspiration from anything that sounds different, that sounds original, and that sounds good. Aside from music, you know, what inspires me is art. I love art. You know, I'm in love with artistic expression. Anyone that can portray a feeling with a painting, with a piece of literature, or through a movie, you know, that just inspires me. You know, I watch a lot of movies. I am a big Star Wars fan. You know, I'm a big Harry Potter fan. I watch a lot of anime, you know, and you know, those are things that also, you know, can inspire me from time to time. Another thing that inspires me is spirituality. You know, I love house music because it's the spiritual side of it. A lot of people don't get that from house music. I do, and that's something that always inspires me. You know, my faith and the things that I believe in. You know, and just my spirituality. I think electronic music is really big right now. I think there's a lot of bands that are coming out that have that electronic influence. Also the whole EDM scene, you know, these huge raves, these huge events, you know, and I think, you know, electronic music itself, you know, it's good right now. It's doing good, you know, it's big, it's commercial, you know, it has a very big commercial success at the moment. Unfortunately, you know, the stuff that I like and what I love about electronic music, it still remains underground, which is house music, which is techno, which is, you know, even, you know, new wave. All the things that I love about electronic music remain underground, and in a way, that's a good thing. That's a good thing that this sound, you know, remains underground, because, you know, it's not being exploited. It's not being, you know, torn apart by commercialism, and I like that. You know, I like that the small sense of community that underground music has, you know, that it's only the people that really care about that scene and really love that scene, you know, they keep it alive. And I think electronic music right now, it's big. It's huge, and there's a huge explosion of electronic music, but you know, the roots, you know, the underground stuff, you know, it's still underground, and I like that. I would love it to stay that way. Right now, yeah, I'm just focusing on. I have a podcast on Mixcloud, and you can check the links after this video. And that's something that I've been working on. You know, I just want to introduce, you know, new music to listeners out there. Aside from that, you know, I do have plans. I do want to expand myself. I do plan on right now, you know, I'm on this journey, and I'm really trying to really promote myself to our neighboring cities, you know, and you know, move, take my music, you know, a little bit farther. You know, here, you know, in our area, you know, there's just a few clubs that you can work in, and I've had a few offers to just do, you know, the top 40, the hip hop, you know, at some local clubs, but that's not what I'm into. That's not my thing. That's not my scene. So you know, I just try to decline those, and not that there's anything wrong with it, because, you know, there's DJs that are way better than me at that scene, but as far as you know, I just want to keep it, you know, within the house music, techno, you know, and what I love to do, what I'm passionate about, and you know, promoting myself right now. I'm just on this just trying to really take my music out there. As far as producing my own music, that's something that I've thought about. That's not around the corner, but you know, that's something that that's where I would eventually like to be at. Right now, I have my band Mono Set, and we are very busy right now recording, writing music. We have you know, some big shows coming up, and so that's where all my focus is on right now. But DJing is still my passion, and I still continue to find ways to continue to do it and succeed at it. Thank you guys for checking out this video, and thank you for taking the time to get to know me a little better. Once again, you know, you can check me out on Mixcloud, check out my mixes, check out my music. Also, I'll be posting the links for Facebook, for Instagram, and you guys can go and like my page there, and I'm always posting new information. If you want to send me a message with a song suggestion, you know, I'm always open. I always like to hear new music, and I'm always open for that. So if you're a DJ out there, if you're a promoter, if you're a producer, and you have your own music, you know, shoot it my way, and I will definitely, you know, listen to it. And once again, thanks a lot, and you guys, you know, keep it house.